Hello all and welcome, and I'm the MGTOW philosopher. Now in this video I would like to discuss a recent post I saw about a man who created a spreadsheet showing an entire month of excuses from his wife for why she would not have sex with him. Now I've been saying this for years, that women are in no way as interested in sex as men are. Not even close. We are far, far more interested in sex. I mean, this guy, 26-year-old man, his wife is 26 years old. Why he got married, I have no idea. Getting married is the death of sex. No doubt they had plenty of sex before, but now, of course, once she gets him to sign the document, the sex dies off. So as you can see from this spreadsheet, there are a litany of excuses. And he gets sex roughly 10% of the time that he asks for it. 10%! Now, I looked at the variety of comments posted by both men and women, and there was some retarded talk show hosts, mostly feminist females, some dumbass feminist males commenting on this, saying the guy was immature, or he has no game, he's got to step up his game. The thing I have to say to that is, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm married, for Christ's sake. I got married so I wouldn't have to have any fucking game. If I need game, what the fuck am I doing getting married for, bitch? Jesus Christ. You gotta go out to a bar, you gotta put on fucking cologne and fucking suit and dress up nice and buy women drinks if you're a fucking moron, or just sit there and listen to their tired-ass bullshit. You gotta go through this whole routine if you're one of these cuck males to get with a chick like this, because she's gotta be a total cunt to act this way, and she must have been a cunt even beforehand, so I don't know how she got married, for God's sake. But even if you have game before you get married, if that's the case, why would you get married if you have to have it after? I mean, even the easiest lays I've got, there's some amount of preparation required. You got to send text messages, you got to set up times, you have to arrange everything. You got to do a little bit of legwork. You know, if you get game, it's not super difficult, but it's still a pain in the ass. And when you get married, for God's sake, you're not supposed to have game. You want to have sex? Yeah, let's have sex. Let's have sex. Yes, let's have sex. Your wife isn't supposed to be saying no 90% of the goddamn time. What is this anyway, huh? If that's the case, I'm just going to go out and get a piece of ass on the side, and I got a better than 90%. I mean, I got a better than average chance of getting laid. I'm not going to get a 90% refusal rate. This is the most absurd thing I've ever heard. And this is the problem with women today. There's no benefit to getting married. Not only are there no benefits in any way that you could count on in a traditional manner, like somebody cooking and cleaning and doing all the traditional female chores, but they also don't do the traditional sexual chores. Like if you want sex, you get sex. Let's look at some of these excuses. I'm watching the show. It's a Friends rerun. What the fuck? Friends? How many decades has that show been off the air? But somehow, Friends is interesting to her. No, she doesn't want to have sex. I feel sweaty and gross. I need a shower. But she didn't shower until the next morning. Okay, so this bitch feels sweaty, gross, but she sits around all night. She sleeps in her bed. Sweaty and gross. Again, next day, just ignores him totally. I want sex. She ignores him like he doesn't exist. Next day, I'm exhausted. See, this is what I mean. Women are so fucking lazy. You guys out there don't seem to understand this, that women have no stamina naturally. Unless they go out and they exercise and do all that CrossFit and cross-training. If they're actually fit and athletic, then they're going to be more inclined to have sex. But they're still nowhere near as inclined as we are. And this woman is clearly a lazy cunt, like most women. Now, let's see what the next excuse. Oh, the next day she said yes. So that's one of those days where she was feeling all right. Okay, and then the next day, I'm still a bit tender from yesterday. So having sex consecutively, 2 days consecutively, impossible. The day after that, no response. The next day, I'm trying to watch the movie. I fell asleep 15 minutes into the movie. So again, she's just a lazy cunt. Next, I'm too drunk and I ate too much. See, I don't understand this now. Women are usually just like fucking refrigerators anyway. They just lay there and they don't do anything. I mean, I bet this guy would just be happy if she just did that. Just laid there and didn't do anything. I mean, how hard is it just for her to pull her pants down? She wants to watch TV so bad. Bend over the fucking coffee table, bitch. If you're that interested in the fucking TV, what are you doing married to me for anyway? If you have no interest in sex, why are we married? It's like I'm having to do all this fucking work to lay you. Why? I get married so I don't have to do that. So I have easy access. If I don't get easy access, what is the benefit? Right, as I've said before, guys, there's no benefit. You will get more ass if you don't get married. And, of course, the next one, I won't have time to get showered and ready for dinner. We were 20 minutes early. I had plenty of time. I just came back from the gym. I feel gross. And yet again, she didn't shower until the next morning. This is what I don't get, okay? So this bitch actually has the energy to go to the gym and work out, but she can't have sex with her husband? Really? Really, bitch? Really? Next day, nonverbal, just ignores him like he doesn't exist. Next day, I have to be up early. What are these excuses? This is nonsense. And the next day, nonverbal. And then next day, the next day he gets sex. Now let's see how many days in between he didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it took him 10 days. So what I'm seeing here is like every 10 days she's interested. The next one was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Exactly 10 days. This seems almost like calculated on her part. Like she only will do it every 10 days. Like she's got it programmed in. Like she read some kind of crappy book that told her, don't have sex with your husband very often. Have sex with him every 10 days. It'll keep him wanting more. Or some bullshit like that. And what's the next excuse? You're too drunk. So, but that last time she was too drunk, now he's too drunk. Well, what does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. What does him being drunk have to do with him being able to have sex? It makes no sense. Next day, I feel gross. Next day, I'm not feeling good. I ate too much. This bitch has used that one a lot. Is she like some kind of bulimic or something? She eats a lot, then she vomits? So it's a bitch that eats too much and then goes to the gym. Okay. Next one, I'm sweaty and gross and I'm tired. Next, no response. Next, I might be getting sick. What? Next, I still don't feel 100%. Next, I need a shower. I feel gross. Next, I'm too tired. Next, he finally gets sex after only 10 days. Next, no, watching TV. So you know it's going to be another 10 days. So this woman seems to have a cycle where she either wants it every 10 days or knows that if she goes any longer, it's going to be too much of a hassle to hold him off, so she is basically going to have to give it to him. And so it looks like she's very calculatingly only giving it to him every 10 days, meaning that she's figured out that this is the minimum amount of sex she can give him, and he'll stay. See, guys, this is what I've told you. Generally speaking, women don't like sex. There are exceptions to the rule. There are always exceptions to the rule. So don't be sending me a message saying, but my wife loves it. We have sex every day. Okay, good for you. That doesn't mean anything, all right? I'm speaking generally. But generally speaking, women don't like sex. You might find the occasional rare example, but the majority of them don't, all right? They go out to bars, they go out to clubs when they want to get laid. That's why you don't marry them. That's why you have women on rotation. That's why you have a number of women you know who want to get laid. You're not in the mood? All right, go through the Rolodex. Next, eventually one of them is going to want to have sex. Use your brain. Take advantage of the tools that the idiot feminists have given us so that we don't have to be tools of women, utilities of women, and then we can keep our freedom. Bang them and clang them. Bang them and clang them, baby. Pump them and dump them. That's all you need to do. And they have made it so that we can do that, which is great. So now we don't have to be merely workhorses for women. And certainly don't marry cunts like this. Just keep her on the side, and every 10 days she wants to get laid, fine. And then the other 9 days, you're laying other women. Or you're not, because you don't feel like it that night. It'd be very rare for a 26-year-old man, but don't marry a cunt who's only going to fuck you every 10 days, minimally, just to keep you around, but she doesn't really like sex. This is what marriage is, gentlemen. It's not like it used to be, if it ever was, what we imagine it having been. You end up having to beg for sex from someone who has your balls in their pocketbook, and they know you won't leave because you're afraid of losing everything, and you're probably a pussy anyway if you were dumb enough to get married. This little spreadsheet here is a perfect example of what I'm always saying about why you shouldn't get married. Women do not like sex, period. And here is a perfect example of your average everyday woman, and this is most women, guys. Sorry to inform you of that. You might find the needle in the haystack that does like sex, but even then you'd have to be a moron to marry her, because there's countless other reasons why you should not get married besides sex. Like losing all your shit. I am the MGTOW philosopher, and I wish you a good day. Take care.